We are gathered here today to share about the number 1414. Some meanings that I have found here. The holy guardian angel, familiar spirit, world soul, social networking, help is needed, blessing of the womb, great theme for a Mabon time of year now, isn't it? Attraction, hierophany, the angel comes in, or the representative, like the priest, aids in the spiritual experience, but the implication is, the spiritual presence involving itself. Is the initiation over? Some initiations are quite hard, so, Positive attitude, the way. What is the name of God? Largely what we have are formulas, so that's not quite the same thing now, is it? But they're appropriate names, per se. That's, anyways, well, some of them are. Some of them you can take figuratively, like, well, I don't need to list any that you shouldn't take literally, but you have the idea, I'm sure. 7 angels of the chariot. The Murakaba, the quality of the supreme ride. Separated notes. Expression peaks. I would center in on this symbolic interpretation of it. Careful what you wish for. Responsibility for self-perfection. A more practical thing to focus on. Mental and emotional ascent. So, blue and red, maybe? Dismiss mere disagreement. Don't argue for argument's sake. I'm glad less of that happens on my channel, but I'd rather have more views and have stuff I don't want to respond to. It's good to have people pay attention that are at least not causing problems. Self-referral, a gateway, self-realization, not fully submitted to the true will. If you're looking for something as a sign, you say, I can do better. And that's what's going on here. I can do better. And as we go on into bigger numbers, the words that equal that aren't going to be as many. Well, generally. And they're not going to... but you can look at, if you want to figure out some meaning to attach to something, again, as the sage, you direct the oracle. Don't let it control you. Oh, I have shuffled the cards. I have thrown the dice. I have looked for patterns in the stars. No. These are things to say things with. So, you have perithesios, wearing. And you'll find that in 1 Peter 3:3. And apostyla te is to keep. And the first incident, these all are the first incident in which they occur in Babylia. Hebrews 10:38. Parargis moi is wrath. It's a type of not loving enough, or not loving as much. It's a type of anger anyway. So you'll find that in Ephesians 4:26. Dikaothen. justify. Eos. DKO then ES. Justify. Romans 5:1. Now, I don't agree with all the context within the verses that I am mentioning, so don't per se quote me on that. Arguro means silver. Acts 17:29. Eta so men means to ask, and you'll find that in Mark 35. Peplarote means to fulfill. Mark 1:15. Is that one of those passages where Jesus is saying, I didn't come to do away with the law, I came to fulfill it, to restore it? Perhaps, I don't remember. Strathte means to turn. Matthew 18:3. And you have kato ikha sen, dwell, and that's in Matthew. Okay, then. Hasses. I don't remember what Romans 5:1 uses as a word. But Exodus 16:36 is a verse that in the ancient Aramaic equals 1,414. Now an omer is the 10th part of an ephah. Chronicles. 1 Chronicles 1:31. Oh. I was looking in the wrong book of Chronicles. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, and Ruth. Okay. 31. Jetur, Naphish, Kedemah. These are the sons of Ishmael. And remember, that inheritance of Ishmael was twice that of Isaac. Well, a lot more than twice, but... Psalms 119 is the largest book in the Bible. Psalms... If I recall right, there's a chapter of Psalms I'm supposed to share in my 666th from the back chapter. But, oh, there's so many verses, I forgot you need to flip over a couple pages. Is it in the Resh section or the Sheen section? Oh, it's the start of the Sheen section. 161 of Psalm 119 is, Princes have persecuted me without a cause, but my heart standeth in awe of thy word. Now, if you know of the actual word of God, it's a lot more amazing than the priestly sayings. And the Psalms, it's interesting and happening in the Psalms, because Psalms is one of those parts of the Bible that is clearly a lot better in the language that it comes in. And I'm not just saying, like, because of the differences between the Old Testament and Tanakh, because the Old Testament is sort of a mistranslation in parts, intentionally, interpolations, and omissions. But anyways, 129:7. Wherewith the mower filleth not his hand, nor he that bindeth sheaves his bosom. So, emotionally stunted because they hate that shining example of goodness. They just want to have fun or be wealthy or something, but they may not get these material things either. And Job 34. So, where's Job? I keep forgetting that the Jews and the Christians pick different orders of their scriptures. And remember, the Septuagint is not by Jews. It's a version of Tanakh that was created by the Catholic Church. Now, the Orthodox are going to take credit, but the Orthodox Catholic is written into the Bible, and the Orthodox is the people who didn't want certain changes to occur, and they splintered off. So it's not quite the same as being the same church, but anyways. Job 34:11. For the work of a man shall he render unto him, and cause every man to find according to his ways. And you find this in the Bhagavad Gita as it is, where there's an entity that, if you worship this way, you're going to end up this way. If you worship that way, you're going to end up that way. And eventually all return to God, basically. But that doesn't mean we're going to be close with God. So if you want to be close to God, you worship only God, really. Anyways, where do you dwell? How do you turn? What do you fulfill? Are you ready to ask? How are you interpreting or using the presence of silver? Are you just going to justify, or are you justified? Do you stir up wrath? Do you master wrath? I'm not bringing up these verses when I do this. I just bring up those 5 verses that had that number value of 1,414. And you can pick apart the numbers, and you can put them together, and you get 10, and you get 1, and, this angel number thing where angels are speaking to you if you notice a number. Now, if you focus on things, you can kind of do that, and a lot of analysis proves that the certain numbers and patterns and symbols aren't showing up anymore. And how are you swearing? In what way are you swearing? What is it that you keep? Consider these and many more things in meaning.